Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? Everybody who is joining me from Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, how are you doing? This is Love Coach Dasha, and I am here today for the Healing Hour Live. We are talking today about getting on the healing path after infidelity. You have been in the trauma of being cheated on. And right now, yes, you are still hurting. Yes, you are. But you're leaning towards staying. You love your boo. You want to work it out with them. Even though you're hurting right now, that is still the direction you're leaning in. You don't feel like it's quite fair that you got to give up on your whole relationship just because he was an idiot for a little while. And I myself have been through the same thing, and I know how to get you on that healing path and get you to a better place, to get you unstuck. That's what we're going to talk a little bit more about today. I don't want you to be stuck anymore. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So come join me. If you've been stuck, if you've been having a hard time moving forward with this, if the thoughts are killing you, yes, I need to hear from you. All right, come on in here. If this is your first time or you hadn't done it before, go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and it will give you the option to be seen, that I can actually see your name on my StreamYard screen so that I can see everybody talking all at the same time. Works out good. All right. So come on in here and talk with me. I am excited to be here. I am always excited to be here with you all. Love to answer your questions, and I have answers. I do have answers to the questions that you are going to ask. Now, you may not like the answer. I am going to give you that warning, that fair warning right now. If you're brand new here, you've never met me before, this is the first time you're hearing me talk, there are going to be things that I say that you're probably not going to agree with, that are not the typical advice for getting past this trauma. I know what everybody else is telling you. I get that, but a lot of what other people are telling you are things that your mate would have to do, and you would have to be their warden to make sure that they do those things. And that's not the relationship you want going forward now, is it? You don't want that. You don't want to have to live being his guardian, making sure that he's never doing anything wrong. We got to come to a better place of healing than that. That's not enough healing for you, okay? I have been to that place, and then I have been to real healing, and I'm trying to tell you, real healing is so much better. So much better. It feels so much better over here than it does over there, okay? So what I want you to do is come on and join me, and let's get you on the healing path so you can actually heal instead of just being out here pretending and sucking. Now there is now trust me, there is a little bit of pretending to be done, okay? But it does not last forever. It's just getting yourself into the habits of healing instead of into the habits of hurting. You have been through a trauma, and so your brain has certain protocol that it will start off. It'll be like, okay, things were hurt, so these are the things that we're going to do. And those things are defensive. Those things are push somebody away from you, get them, some distance from you so that you don't get hurt again. But the thing is, you are asking for a lifelong relationship. And in a lifelong relationship, you absolutely are going to hurt one another. It is guaranteed. So we need to get past that. We need to get past the story that just never happens. And if it does happen, it's just impossible to surmount that issue. That is not true at all. If you are living an entire lifetime with somebody, you're going to get on their nerves. They're going to get on yours. You're going to hurt each other. You're going to clash. It's all in how you heal from that says whether you have a happily ever after or not. It says whether your relationship is successful or it's not, and you're miserable. So if there's a choice to be made here, you are not just stuck in this place. You can get further than just, I'm just unhappy with him forever. You can be happy again. All right. All right. Come on in here. I see y'all. Hey. Hello. Glad you're coming on in. Come in, say hi to me. Give me some likes, give me some love. Let me know that you are in the building with me. Hey, Lori. I know you're here. I know you're with me. Lori's with me. She's a solid soldier right about now. All right. So what I do is I teach you about small things that you can do on your own because you can't control anybody else. Small things that you can do on your own that will actually start your healing process. I know everybody tells you that he should be doing this, and this. And if he's not doing that, then you can't heal. And I'm here to tell you that's a big fat lie. It is not true. It has never been true. I don't know where we got that from. That's some patriarchy bull right there. I won't even start cursing this early in the live stream. But that's some bull from the patriarchy right there. That, oh, well, if he doesn't help you, then you can never be whole again. You can never be fixed. The relationship will never be all right if he doesn't fix it. Oh, no, no, no. We are the ones who have the sense most of the time. He did something that wasn't sensible. So doesn't it make more sense that you would be the person to be able to handle your own feelings, to fix yourself, to get yourself to a better place? Are you waiting on the person that messed this up to fix it? That seems a little counterproductive. So my thing is, there are all sorts of things that you can do to help yourself get past this trauma. And as you start to do that, your relationship will start to change. It's not even about the relationship at first. It is about you being able to heal. You going ahead and starting on that path, even if he is not showing any signs that he is going to do all of the things. Even if he's not, I am still telling you that going forth with the idea that I am going to heal myself, that is what is going to happen. And I don't care what else is going on around me, I'm going to do that. That is how you're going to heal, and that's how the relationship is going to heal. So you let me know. Does that sound crazy? First, you know I'm always asking, do I sound like a lunatic? I know sometimes it does, but I'm only telling you things that have worked. There are things that have worked for me, and I have been doing this for about 10 years now, like steadily on, like working with couples, and I have been laser focused on just helping women heal from this in this last, 4 years now. It's about 4 now. So I have been doing this. I have been seeing that it works. As soon as a woman is like, yes, and embraces it and goes for it, it starts to heal. And then the relationship starts to change. You can do this. You can take back control in a situation where you didn't have control. You can take back control and feel good about yourself and feel better in your self-esteem and about your relationship and about anything that's going on with you. You can start to feel better about it, and you can make yourself get to a better place. All right? I'm telling you, you have the power. I don't care how bad it was. I don't care how bad he acted up. I totally understand mine acted up a total donkey for a good little while. Yes, he did. I get that. I get how hard it is to come back from that, but I am telling you, you have the power. It does not matter how far it has gone. You can always steer this back onto the road, okay? All right. So I always start with the basics. You all need to know the basics for coming through on this. Lori's trying to tell you all, not crazy. I always check. So ladies, get on the rename the page, right? That's right. We gotta stop dwelling in this pain. We got to stop. It is the only way you stop hurting. It is the only way. There is no other way to have it happen. He could do all of the things. He could be doing everything wonderfully, beautifully well, and you will not be out of pain until you decide to be out of pain, until you change your own mind, until you start changing your own thoughts. It will not happen because he gave you healing and trust and reassurance and whatnot. It's not going to happen because of that. It's inside of you. I promise you it is. You don't have to look anywhere else. It's right in here. All right? All righty. So we always start off with the basics, and the basics of healing from trauma is breathe. Okay? That is as basic as you can possibly get. You need to be able to breathe in a different pattern than the trauma is leading you to breathe in. Okay? It's as simple as that. The traumatic reaction you're having is changing the way you're breathing. It is making your breathing more shallow, more frequent, less exhaling of carbon dioxide, less inhaling of oxygen because there's not any space because you haven't exhaled. All right. So we do the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Now, I don't care what number breathing technique you do, as long as you are doing one of them and you are doing them 5 times a day. Let me say it again to you: 5 times a day. I am not kidding about that. It makes a major difference. If you're not doing it consistently, what's happening is you'll start to pull that anxiety level down a little bit and then you stop. And then it starts to creep up on you again. And then you pull it down a little bit, doing it a couple of days in a row. And then you stop. And then it goes up on you again. It will keep on being exhausting trying to bring it down until you are consistent in bringing it down by doing your deep breathing. All right. So we do 4-7-8. What you do is blow out, get your lungs all free. Hey Lou, I see you over there on Instagram. But blow out. Inhale for a count of 4, hold that breath for a count of 7, and then you're going to blow out like you're blowing out an entire cake full of birthday candles for a count of 8, okay? We are going to do that together. We're only going to do it 3 times, but again, 5 times a day. I need you to be on that, all right? So we're going to do it together. You ready? Everybody here with me? Getting ready to do some deep breathing? Come on in here. Hey, Cindy. You about to do deep breathing with me. Hold up. I'm talking about what you said in a second. But yes, come do the deep breathing. Everybody that's here. I see everybody coming in on Facebook. Hey, Lou, I see you, girl. We about to do our deep breathing together as a unit. All right? A little meditative time for ourselves. A little self-care. This is a little bit of self-care. Just taking a few moments for yourself and doing your deep breathing. Aren't you important enough to do that? I think you are. I believe that you are. And if you want him to believe that you are important enough, you have to start acting like it too. So you have to be doing things to take care of yourself and focusing on yourself and making sure that you're okay. All right? All right, so we're going to do our deep breathing. What you want to do is blow out. Make that noise. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful, lovely. How do you feel when you do that? There should be some physical changes. There should be a little bit of a mental change too. You may get a little sleepy. That happens. And it is full moon. It is the full moon right now, so you may get a little sleepy. But you also may feel brighter and clearer, like you have actually fed your brain some oxygen. So now it has something to work with. You gave it a little bit of power, so it'll kind of boost you up too. Let me know how you're feeling about that. Cindy, you said he brought me a lovely bracelet and earrings this week. It doesn't really help me, but it helps him. Okay, but Cindy, that's coming up to to one of the other things that I'm always going to tell you to do. Thirsty Thursday, be grateful. Be grateful. It's a lovely bracelet and earrings. He was thinking about you. I don't know if it was necessarily just to make himself feel better or if it could have been just to show you love, to show you something physical, tangible that you can say, okay, I love you. Here, let me give you things. He might be one of those gift giver people who in your love languages. He might be one of those people who just like gifts, and so he's trying to express love in his love language. Or is that your love language? It could be yours, and he's like, okay, here, let me try. I get that it's not fixing it though, because you're feeling better won't come from jewelry. And I know that sucks because I feel like on my worst days, I feel like, if you give me enough jewelry, I'll probably feel better. But but that is not where feeling better comes from. Feeling better comes from in here. So yes, he can give you all the things, but it doesn't fix in here until you decide that in here is going to feel better. All right. All right. So we did our deep breathing. Next thing is I always want to tell you to do your journaling, okay? Do your journaling, please. Promise you it is worth it. Promise you that it is a good, solid habit to create for yourself. It's a little bit of self-care. Again, you're worth a little bit of self-care, right? Just a couple minutes. I'm talking about 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening before you go to bed. That's all I'm talking about. You don't have to write a book, all right? I am not requiring that of you. It is not necessary for you to write cover to cover. But I am asking you to sit down with yourself and talk about your feelings, think about your feelings, write them down on paper. Talk about triggers, talk about good things, talk about positive things that are happening for you, because later on it's going to be important, okay? Even if you are not in the mindset of being reflective yet, even if you're still hurting too bad to go back and think on the past, on the past as you've been healing, you writing those things down just twice a day, just 5-minute blurbs, will give you information you need to heal. It's gonna be in there. You will have written it down and you won't even know that you have written it down, because when you're in trauma, you're not all the way connected with all your memories, okay? Your memory is a little scattered. You may write something down and forget all about it because you wrote it down and your brain was able to let it go. But then as you come back to it, you're like, oh, this is a trigger. Damn, I didn't even think about that. That has been triggering me. I didn't even realize that was triggering me. I can stop that. I can figure out a way to work around that now. But if you don't write it down, it's hard to remember. When you have been through a trauma, your memory is affected. So writing things down is helpful, okay? There's a whole bunch of reasons why it's helpful, but just trust me, it's helpful, all right? Doesn't matter what journal you use. Look at that one. That's pretty. What's that? Work hard, dream big. Look at that. Let's see, what other ones I got down here? Ooh, look at this one. Think like a queen. Because queens take time for themselves, okay? So sitting down and with your journal and open up your journal and writing about your feelings and paying attention to yourself is some queenly stuff to do, okay? So let's get queenly and go ahead and sit down with our journals. 5 minutes, twice a day. You need your date, you need your time, you need your level of anxiety. Your level of anxiety can be 0 to 10. 0 is none whatsoever. 10 is, I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. That is a 10. If you are not at that level of losing control of yourself, you are not at a 10. Isn't that a lovely thing to know? When you are able to sit down and open up a book, you're not at a 10. So you can already know, okay, it's not even as bad as I think it is. The trauma is trying to tell me that it's worse than it is, and I am not believing the trauma. That's the first thing you write down in the journal. All right. But as you're doing this, you're going to be collecting that data about what goes on in your brain, the things that you've already asked. You might have been asking the same question every single solitary day, twice a day, for the last however long since you found out. You will not even notice that you are doing that. But if you keep writing it down in the journal, it will come to you that, oh, shoot, I've already asked that question. All right. I might not like the answer, but I mean, it keeps being the answer. So I guess that's what the answer is. You know, you can actually let stuff go because you've written it down in your journal. Whole bunch of reasons why it's good for you. Whatever reason you want to choose, just trust me and do it. Okay. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 in the evening. All right. Let's see what else. Oh, Thirsty Thursday. Just what I was telling Cindy. I want you to be grateful about things. If you are in trauma, if you are in pain, if you are in sadness, if you are feeling grief, in loss, in lack, it helps to think of what you have. It helps to think of the good things that are going on in your life. That's why I always ask you all every Thursday in the Love After Cheating group. It's always Thirsty Thursday. I am always thirsty to hear about your good news. I'm super thirsty for that. I am not thirsty for bad news. I hear bad news all the time. I want to hear the good stuff. So if you do have anything that's positive and you didn't post it on the Thirsty Thursday post it now. Shoot, go ahead and tell me. Or hashtag replay, post it. And so I know that you came by and you were thinking about good stuff today. All right, but we got a couple up here. We got Angela. Angela's one of our moderators. Bless her heart. She is on her job on a regular basis. Angela, matter of fact, Angela, when you see this, hit me up, Angela. We got to talk. All right, I want to do something nice for you. You have been such darling since you became one of my moderators. It says, after a pretty rough meltdown Monday night, thanks to the full moon. Thank you, full moon. We had a breakthrough Tuesday night. I told my husband that I was 100% committed to us staying together. Yay. That's the D of the dreams formula right there, Angela, making the decision. That I feel like we are past the point of questioning whether I would stay or not. Yes, I will still have triggers, and yes, I will still be more watchful of his actions and words, but I don't want the thought of me leaving or not to continue hanging over us. That was a huge relief for both of us. It is. Once you make the decision, and I know most people are here because you've actually made the decision. I know in the moment when you're hurting, you don't want to accept that you've made the decision. You're like, no, that would be dumb. And I still got to have the option that I could leave if I want to. You always have that option, okay? You have always had that option, but that's not the option you wanted to exercise. This is the person you love. If they're your person, they're just your person. I'm sorry that your person did something stupid. However, you're going for a lifetime together, so it's guaranteed that was going to happen, okay? If you made it a long period of time without them doing something stupid, that was great. If they started off doing something stupid and now they're doing better, that's great too. It is a lifetime together. You just got to make your decision that, okay, we are going to get through the pain that happens in a lifetime. We are human beings here on this planet experiencing things physically, having emotions. And yes, there are going to be some bad emotions. Yes, we are going to make some terrible choices, but we are choosing one another. We are loving one another besides those conditions. That's unconditional love. And it's not even as hard as people want to make it out to be. You just got to go ahead and believe in what you got. And honey, I see you believe in what you got. So just go ahead and go for it. Let down that wall. I am here. I am staying. It is going to be fixed. That is the reality that I'm living in. I'm not living in the reality of the pain anymore. I am going to live in the reality of our hope. And that's what you need to do. That's how you get better. That's how you heal. I'm proud of you, Angela. Good job on making that decision. My dreams formula, for those of you who haven't been here before, my dreams formula is simple steps, things that you need to accomplish to do to be able to heal after infidelity. I'll give you a little bit more of that, but let me go ahead and do the rest of the Thirsty Thursday. Selena said we had an awful week. It was the full moon, Selena. That's all it was. The full moon was screwing with you, okay? I know. It was trying to screw with me too. It got me. It almost got me. First thing in the morning, I was like, wait a minute. I am not that emotional over this. That's the full moon. That's all that is. Let it go, and it flowed after that. The day went so much better, but it almost got me. All right. But it said I was raging. Then last night and into today, I just felt like a weight lifted. I also got out and went to a line dancing class, so maybe a change of scenery was needed. Yes. So if you want to change how you're feeling, you got to change your surroundings. You got to change what you're doing. Your feelings will not change if you're just sitting in the same place, looking at the same people, experiencing the same things. Your emotions will just be like, okay, well, same old. But you put yourself out of that and then go ahead and go for it. The full moon probably had you raging, and then it just wore you out. It just wore you plumb out at the end of it. You said that it happened last night. And into today, yeah, that's what it was. It was a full moon. It wore you out. It was dragging you all around. And then once it got full, it was like, okay, I'm done with you. And it let you go. And then you're like, oh, that feels better now. That's all it was. It was messing with you. But getting out, having a change of scenery, doing something fun. I love to dance. I'm a full-fledged dancer. If I'm going out to dance with people. And it'll make you feel better, get those endorphins flowing. You'll feel good. So I'm glad that the week has wrapped up great for you, Selena. Thank you for sharing that for Thirsty Thursday. You know I love to hear your good news. So every single time you tell me some good news, I'm going to be excited with you, okay? I'm just like that. I love to hear the good stuff happening to the people that are around me. So share, all right? All right, Lori said choosing one another in all of the hearts. I know, right? It's so good. Would you just like, yes. There no other questions. We're not even going to have that. Yeah, it might even not have been a good week, but I still, besides those conditions, I still love you. That unconditional love, voila. Isn't that amazing? All right. So last, simple things that I'm always going to tell you every single time we get together. I want you to stop asking questions, okay? I know it's painful. I know you want to ask all of the questions. I know that your brain is screaming at you to ask all of the questions, but let me tell you something about that. Your brain is messing with you, okay? What your brain is doing is trying to collect all the information that it possibly can in a negative way, not any positive information. It only wants the negative. And it is trying to collect up enough ammunition so that when you try and heal and when you try to move on from this and you try and stay close with your honey, it will throw that ammunition at your head at top speed and say, wait a minute, but what about this detail? What about this detail? And you don't want to be there because what about this detail? That's what it's doing. I know it's telling you, oh, we need this to heal. I know your brain is lying to you. I know it is. I am aware. Mine did the same thing. I asked all the questions and I did not need those answers, okay? They sucked. They did not help me. They did not get me feeling any better. They did not give me any closure because, again, closure, healing, happiness, fulfillment, contentment, all of that is in you. It's not in those answers, okay? So I get that your brain is screaming at you. So instead of letting your brain just go ahead and rage or asking those awful questions that just make you feel bad, I suggest you ask one of these questions, all right? Over here shuffling. Got the Casino Joe shuffle going on here. This is the and. See that on Instagram. See that over there on YouTube and Facebook. The and. Very strange, but hey, that's what the name of it is. If you go to Amazon, put in the space and it will come up their store. And they have a ton of these cards. These are excellent cards. This is the healing edition that I read to you from the skindeep.com. And it's 199 questions to explore relationships around you. And that's what it is. It is an entire deck of cards with good questions to ask, not negative ones, not, oh, where did you have sex? And did you have feelings for her? And how could you do this to me? Instead of all of that, give your brain a positive question to get answered, and then you'll have some positive information in your brain, all right? So we got to work on that, all right? Laura said, hashtag truth be told. I know that's right. Angela, you're here. I was just talking to you. Girl, we got to talk. Message me a little bit later after the thing because I want to do something nice for you. You've been an excellent moderator over here, okay? Let's see. So give you a couple of these questions. These are better questions to ask. Don't ask about the affair anymore. Don't do it. There's nothing he can tell you that is going to help you. Nothing. There is no answer that you're going to get that's going to give you peace and satisfaction and contentment. Any answer he gives you is just going to be some or other horrible bit of information about this that you don't need in your brain. All right? Your brain has enough ammunition on its own. So this one says, how do you know I truly care for you? Isn't that a good question? Let's do it right here. How do you know I truly care for you? How do you know I truly care for you? Good one, right? That's a good question. How does he know you truly care for him? If you got to answer that question right now, post that in the comments. How does he know that you truly care for him? All right. This one says, when were you most inspired by me? See, that's a good question. That's a good positive thing to think of. When were you most inspired by me? That's a much better question to ask than, well, did you go to a hotel and did you meet her children and did you have sex with a condom? Isn't that a better question to ask? I think it is. And one more. How do we handle conflict differently and what's the advantage in that? So between the two of you, how do you handle it differently and how does that work out well for you? How do we handle conflict differently and what's the advantage of that? How do we handle conflict differently and what's the advantage of that? Yes, it's difficult when you don't argue the same. Yes, it's difficult when you don't handle conflict the same. But the fact that you don't may be a good thing. If you are handling it in a certain way and he would want to handle it a certain way, you could maybe make the argument for your way. Or you could sit with him and you could figure out that, oh, maybe his way isn't that bad. What's the advantage of you all being different in that way? All right. That's good questions. Those are really good ones, right? I love those. People have been asking me like all week. People were like, what are those cards? What are those cards? The and. That's what they are. And they're on Amazon. They're a little higher now. Over this last year, they've gone up to like $29. They were like 25 and some change when I first got my deck, but I got my deck like 2 years ago now. So over this last year, it's gone up. But I mean, they're still less than $30, and there's really a lot of cards in there. If you sit down with your honey and just have a game, have a round, you can do like 3 or 4 cards. You don't have to try and do the whole box. Please don't, as a matter of fact. 3, 4 cards, maybe 5 at a time is good for a very good long conversation. You do not need to answer 100 cards out of this box, okay? Be easy, okay? All right. Alrighty, so that's all my basics. That's all the stuff that I'm always going to tell you. But now I am here for you. What can I tell you that you want to know? What can I tell you about healing? What can I tell you about my experience? What can I tell you about this trauma that will help you right now? Ask me questions. I am here for you. I am excited to answer your questions. I love all of that. All right, let's see. I don't see any I do a pin post like Wednesday night. I always put up a post around 8 or 9 o'clock saying, hey, the Healing Hour Live is tomorrow. You got questions? And nobody posted on that one for today, but I always pin that. That's in the group. I don't see any questions at the moment. But I am here for you. Ask me questions. What do you need to know today? I tell you. Oh, let me tell you about what happened the other day with the full moon. Okay, so it was yesterday. It started yesterday morning, and so the first full night was overnight last night. And yesterday in the car, like for the first time, like typically I don't play like my music, my playlists or whatever in the car. I'm not paying a whole bunch of attention to what's going on the radio or what he's playing. But this particular day, my phone was hooked up to the Bluetooth. He was like, oh, go ahead, play your playlist. And I was like, oh, he wants to hear my music. Okay, all right, cool. So he's sitting there and he's listening to it with me, and then all of a sudden he goes into his phone and he's playing like stuff on YouTube. And like I'm getting annoyed because I'm like, why is he playing music over my music? I thought I thought he wanted to hear my music. What the hell is he doing? And it was starting to work me up, right? I was starting to be like, hey, I can't hear my music. I was starting to, pout. And it took me a couple of seconds, but I was like, hey, full moon. Full moon's screwing with you. Stop it. Stop it. This is not enough to get you this worked up. You're feeling all tight in your chest over he's playing something on YouTube on his phone. It's not that big a deal. 2 minutes later, he goes, oh my God, you're such a good DJ. You got my playlist for work this morning. I'm going to start playing what you were playing in work, because he goes into work with his stereo and he starts off the day and he's like the DJ in his job. And yeah, that's all it was. Because my playlist was good. He was trying to make sure he got the songs on his playlist to play at his job. I was about to freak out for absolutely no reason. Just the full moon scrolling with me. Let me know. Has full moon been messing with you? Because, honey, it does. I know every time I post it hasn't been, it's only been a couple of months that I've been doing it straight along, but warning people that, okay, 3 days before, your emotions are going to start riling up. You're going to start feeling a little bit volatile. Things are going to go a little bit to the left if you're not watching yourself. And since I've been doing that, people are like, oh my God, that's what's wrong with me. I didn't know. So tell me what has been going on with you in the full moon. If you want to talk to me too. All right. I see y'all coming on in. Everybody, it's steadily getting more and more people coming in on Facebook. Ask me questions, girl. I want to hear from you. Tell me what you want to know about today. I'll try and find a couple of questions in the group, because there's always questions in the group. Oh, there are always questions in our group. The Love After Cheating group. And let me just say, here in Love After Cheating, that's what we're here for. We are here to continue on with the same love after we get past the cheating, and how to get past the cheating. I know people will tell you that you got to leave. If you are one of those people that has left, I get it. I understand, but that's not what this group is for. This group is for trying to figure it out, trying to be with that person anyway, because he's your person. My husband is just my person. Whether I liked it or not, well, I liked it. Let me not lie. I liked it. But regardless of charges, he was going to be my person. And so I just had to go ahead and just be okay with it. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm not happy that this happened, but am I going to give him up over it? No, I am not. So it was just making that decision. But Angela, yeah, we were talking about how your Thirsty Thursday, how you made your decision, though. You had the meltdown. I get that. Yes. Girl, it was the moon. It was messing with you. But out of that, it was like, okay, even in this major meltdown, I still love you. I still want to be with you. I'm not going anywhere. That's the part that you need to remember about that. The other night is how it led into you understanding that a little bit better, how it led into the D of the dreams formula for you, how it led to you making that decision. And now you're both feeling solid in that. So as you're going forward, it's like, okay, that's not even the question now. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm triggered. Okay, I'm going to work on my trigger, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving you. You're not leaving me. We're going to be okay. And that's how you really start to heal, get on that healing path and start to move forward, is totally just being okay with that decision. Just finally coming to peace with the fact that you feel like that. I know that it's scary. It makes you feel like, well, I'm going to be taken advantage of, and look how they hurt me before. But really, you're going to make the decisions for your life based on what you want and not about what other people do. Okay? You should make your decisions about your life like that. You should not allow your path to be dictated by somebody else's mistakes. That's just crazy. Then you're completely out of control of your life. But if you make the decision that you want to be with this person, you are showing that I can make a decision in severe adversity. severe adversity, I can make that decision and I can make it happen. I can make that thing happen. Whatever decision I can make it come through, and I can have the life that I want to have. That's what the decision making is about. All right. Let me go through that since we're talking about that. The decision is the D of the dreams formula, but let me tell you about the rest of it. The R of the dreams formula is for recognizing and then overcoming those fear speech thoughts. Okay, I always call it fear speech. It is the stuff that you say to yourself, your brain is shouting in your brain, or the things that other people will say to you about making that decision. Okay, you are making this decision, you want to stay, but then people are looking at you like, well, why aren't you leaving? And he's just gonna do it again anyway, and you're just gonna be a doormat. That's fear speech. Okay, that is them talking to you from their own fear of being hurt. They put themselves in your shoes and were like, no, that sounds like a painful place to be. Let me encourage you not to be in that painful place. But the thing about that is you're going to be in that painful place anyway. This has already happened. This trauma has already occurred. So do you compound your suffering by giving up the person that you love? I think not. That doesn't make any sense to me. So you got to recognize that you are going to have fear about making that decision, but you got to decide fear is not going to stop me. I'm going to push right through the fear to the other side, because what I want is on the opposite side of this fear. The only thing blocking me right now from getting exactly what I want, getting this life to get back on track, to get this love and this relationship exactly upright the way it should be, is getting past this fear. That's the only block that I have. So I feel it. Yes, absolutely I do. But that doesn't mean that it's going to stop me. That's what recognizing and overcoming that fear speech is all about. Then we've got the E, which is evaluating the why. Why the hell did this happen? Why in the hell did he do this? And there are three categories: sick, sad, stupid. All right, stupid's not even what you think it is. Sick is really sickness. Somebody was in the group the other day asking about if their mate was bipolar, and this happened because they are bipolar, because they're manic, and because they are out of their minds. Mine was like that. All right. He actually had an illness. I did not even realize he had this illness. He didn't realize he had this illness. He was 30 years old when I met him, and he had no idea that this thing was wrong with him, that his brain operated this way. He thought the way he operated was completely normal. He thought staying up all night and all day and all night again was a completely normal thing to do. Like, he thought that, running around the way he did and running the streets and, just being all manic in the street, that was normal. He thought that because he lived like that for 30 years. And then trying to be with me, trying to curb that, finally understood, like, oh, this is something wrong with my brain. Okay. So there is sickness. So mental illness, physical illness will do it too. Plenty of people that had heart attacks are cheaters. It happens so quick, either right before they have the heart attack or right after. They will do that as like a life-affirming thing. They'll get so close to feeling like that. Hey, Lindsay, I see you over there. Hey. But, they will feel like there's something bad that's going to happen to me. I am sick. And so they'll try and do things that are like life-affirming, which, I get cheating is not life-affirming to you, but might be life-affirming to them. Oh, thank you, Lindsay. Lindsay's my business coach. Yes, I'm trying to look good today. I was feeling good. Thank you, girl. I appreciate you. I saw you earlier today. I saw you online. You were looking good too. I loved your hair. Oh, but yeah, that the sick is one thing. Sad is another one. Sad is grief. It's loss of some kind. It's some kind of grief. It could be feeling like you lost you. It could be losing his job. It could be losing a family member. It's all sorts of stuff like that. All right. All sorts of loss. If he's experienced the loss, he will try. Well, some people will try to fill that loss with cheating, because sex feels good and it gives endorphins and it like starts to curb and stave off some of the depression that the loss created. And then there is stupid. Oh, stupid is not what you think it is. People cheat for stupid reasons because we get told stupid things about being in relationships, okay? It's not because they are stupid. It is because some of the stuff that we have internalized is stupid. Women, we get all of the Hallmark movies and the Lifetime movies, and these men acting like they do in those movies, and most of them don't act like that. And then men get told, they get told the worst advice about being in relationships. Men get told from itty bitty boys, oh, you're gonna be a heartbreaker when you get older. Wait a minute, he's a toddler. Hold on, wait. Teenage boys, oh, you're still a virgin. Why are you still a virgin? You should be out here having sex. Okay, who's he supposed to be having sex with? Other teenage girls? And we don't want the teenage girls to have sex, but we want teenage boys to have sex. No, that's stupid. And then all the way up, fathers, uncles, cousins telling them, oh, well, you got a girl. Okay, get another girl. Okay, well, what's her mama look like? Telling them awful things about being in relationships, that they're not supposed to be faithful, committed, monogamous relationships. And I get to a certain amount. Like, if you're a teenager, you need to be dating several people. You need to be out here experimenting, finding out what you like. But if you're grown up and you want to be in a relationship, okay, yes, you should be working towards being in an exclusive relationship, not sharing yourself with everybody in the world. Ebony, you made it. I see you, girl. Glad you're here. We are talking about the dreams formula. If you got questions, everybody give me questions. If you're here now or you're on the replay, #replay if you're on the replay, ask me questions. I will answer them on the replay too. But there is, okay, those are the reasons. Evaluating the why, figuring out why he did this. If you can figure out why he did this, a lot of the time you can find some compassion for him. It's not about trying to stop it from happening again. That's pointless. Don't worry about that. Because like my husband, he is sick. I know that, most of the time he's fine. But I do know that he has this chronic illness. It doesn't go away. There is a possibility that he would get online and start chatting with somebody again or cheat on me again. There is a possibility. That is real. Yes, it is. But managing everything else around it, managing myself, dealing with myself well, and my healing, helped him to get to a place where he didn't want to make those mistakes anymore. Yes, he might be not in his right mind and do something wrong, but he's not trying to do that. He is trying his very, very best to show me that he can be trustworthy. And he has been for years. So we're like 15 years later. So he's been doing a good job, even sick, I think it might have been about, maybe about 5 years ago, I think I made a post where I found out he was texting with somebody, but he was fully manic and I didn't even notice. It was so weird because usually I was, on top of it, but I did not realize he hadn't been sleeping and he was getting further and further out of his mind. And he was texting with people before I realized that there was something wrong. He was acting a little weird, kind of touchy about his phone all of a sudden. I was like, what is he going on with him? And I went and looked. And I was like, oh, okay, he's manic. I didn't even realize that he was manic. I could tell from the stuff he says to other women that he's not totally in his right mind. But, it's an illness. It's like any other chronic illness. It's one of those things you live with, you work around it, and you try and, get better from it. Okay, I got some compassion for him because I understand that now. And okay, yes, we can do some things about it, but it is not my job to be his warden. It is not my job to be his keeper. He is a grown man. He does have an illness, but he does know how to manage it quite well. So I let him go ahead and handle that because that's not the life that I want. I don't want that life of being his nurse forever. I was nurse for 20 years. I don't want to be his nurse for the rest of our lives. I don't want that. He said, what'd you say? Dasha went and looked, no way. What do you mean? I don't understand. What? No, Dasha went and looked, no way. I'm lost. I don't understand what that was. My bad. I didn't catch that. Okay, all right. So back to the formula. We've got allowing the healing to happen. It's the A part of the dreams formula. you gotta let it be. You gotta allow it to happen. You gotta allow things to get better. You can't say, okay, yes, we had a really wonderful evening. I really enjoyed myself with him, but he cheated and it just ruins everything. You can't keep going back and forth like that. Either you're gonna live in, okay, right now it is trying to get better, he is improving, or do we want to live in the past and in the pain? You got to make that choice. So you got to allow, you got to let the walls down. You got to do stuff like put your ring back on. You've got to do stuff like start having sex again, welcoming intimacy and touch and all of that. You've got to start doing the things that a happy couple does if you want to be a happy couple, right? Makes sense, right? All right. And there is M. Oh, I get what you were saying now, Ebony. It clicked in real quick. You said I went and looked at his phone. Yeah, it was like about 6 years ago. The only time I ever do it is if I suspect that he is sick and I just haven't caught it. And I'm really good at catching it now. So I usually don't have to end up looking. We are pretty far along the path. If I have to go look, he is good and sick. He is already out there. If we ever get to that point and I have to go look, he is already acting really weird. And I'm like, ooh, damn. Oh, he's manic. Oh, I got to deal with this now. Yeah. So that's the only time that I ever look. And that's the last time I looked. I think it was maybe about 6 years ago. It's in the group somewhere. It's in the group somewhere. I posted about it. I was like, damn it. Caught his ass. Texting with somebody. Yeah, I think I did. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I know I posted about it somewhere in the group. Oh, because I was trying to tell you all, a relapse is possible. It happens. That it is one of those things. You just got to understand the possibilities of it and say, okay, I have some compassion for you. I do understand that this is not like a total, especially when they're sick. It's not a total choice. They are kind of defaulting to previous programming and it's messed up, and that leads into the stupid part. All right. I finally understood. All right. The M of the Dreams Forward formula is for managing those future feelings, managing the triggers, right? You are going to have triggers. Absolutely. We know that because that's how trauma works. It will cause triggers. It changes the way your brain works. When you are first going through a trauma, it kind of scars your brain. And then your brain around that scar, around that pain, starts creating this protocol of, let me ask a whole bunch of questions. Let me back away. Let me put this wall up. Let me try to protect myself so I don't get hurt anymore. There's a whole thing that happens physically and mentally when that happens. You have to actually work on erasing that effect. Now, the effect can still be there. It will happen for me every now and again. I can't even recall an exact example right this second because it's so rare now that it happens. But old triggers will try and surface on you. It's like a phantom ache. It's like, an old injury that healed up and it's like every now and again it rains and it aches. It's the same kind of thing, but it doesn't have to take over your life. It's like, it's an old ache. It's like, oh, that's old. That's healed. Stop it. Stop. It's just a memory of the pain comes to the surface sometimes. But as you start to really work on managing your triggers, figuring out what triggers you, figuring out where in your body you feel it when it is happening, and start to react to that feeling and do something about it then, because it is early enough in the process to actually stop the ball from rolling. When you do that, you learn to change the way your brain reacts around the trigger, calming yourself, putting yourself at ease, giving yourself a different pathway in your brain to take when you are trying to heal, you're trying to go forward. So it's just a practice thing. Managing those triggers, it's just a practice thing. You got to understand what triggers you, and then you have to have a plan for what are you going to do when you get triggered, because you are. All right. And then the S is for support. seek some support. Get some good support. And I am talking about people who will support you. Now, you can have friends. Lou was the one that told me. She was like, all of my friends were like, I'm going to hate them with you. I'm going to hate them right along with you. As long as you're venting about this, I'm going to hate them. And then she vented enough. And then she felt a little bit better and she was like, okay, I think I'm ready to go on home. And her friends are like, okay, all right, you call us if you need us. They didn't give her a hard time about it. They didn't say, oh, you shouldn't go back to him. Because like, where's she going to stay? You gonna let me stay at your house? No. But no, they didn't give her any of that trouble. They just said, okay, all right. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. You come on back if you need to vent about it again. But, you going on home to your husband. I get that. That's the friends you need, okay? You don't need the friends making you feel all bad because you want to be with the person you love, all right? It is already hard enough all on its own without their assistance. So you need to be seeking some support who understand the decision that you made. Understand that it's scary making this damn decision. Understand that you want to have compassion for him. Understand that you want to allow yourself to feel this love and this compassion again. They understand that you want to manage these feelings and you don't want to be triggered all the time and you want to get better. That is the support you need. And honestly, if you do not have a friend like that, you still got me, okay? That is what I want to be for you. I am here for you. I am here to help you with that. I understand this decision was hard for you to make, but I'm proud of you for doing it. And I understand that it's scary as hell to try and open yourself back up, but damn, how wonderful and loving and open and cool of a woman you must be to be willing to do such a thing. I'm glad I know you. And all right, yes, he is stupid. Yes, he did this for stupid reasons and it hurt you, but you want to have compassion for him. And I get that. My boo is in the other room right now playing his video game. And all of my compassion goes to him. That's how I got past this. I was like, if I don't have to give compassion to anybody else, I'm going to give it to him. And I'm telling you that wasn't a mistake. And if you want to do that, I support you in that. And allowing the healing to happen. Hey, you want to fix this. You want to be better. You want to be okay. You can do that. I am totally with you on that. And managing these feelings, you can. You can, I promise you. And I have a program called Tech Support that's going to help you do that, all right? You hit me up. Message me if you want a little bit of information about getting on my Tech Support program. It is 45, 60, or 90 days of being able to text with me. If you are going through it, if you're stuck, if you're like, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, I can't go forward, I can't go backwards, I don't know what's going on, text me and I will help you. I will help you get through it. I will be that support. I understand all of the layers and the steps to this, and I will walk you right through them. And I will help you get those emotions under control and help you feel less like you're drowning and get you to a better place. So if you are interested in getting some help and you want to jump in on my tech support program, I'm going to be having a Christmas sale coming up anyway, so you come on and let me know. Message me, all right? I got answers for you. I got help for you. I am here for you, and I want to help you. I want you to feel better. But you got to get some help first. You got to get that support. If you got friends, if you got the friends that are supporting you and they're like, girl, you can make it through this. This is absolutely doable. Yeah, it's happened to me before. Here's how I did it. If you got that, absolutely run with that. Stick up under those friends, get that support from them, be as happy as you possibly can for free. Go for it. But if you don't have that, come on, join my program so that you can talk to me and you can actually get some help, some good constructive help, some support in moving forward. All right. All right. Anybody else? Anybody got any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? I see y'all still here with me, still listening to me talk. Oh, I love it. I love that you're here. I love that you're here with me. Oh man. Yeah, I got a million stories. I did not know. I was a nurse and didn't realize my husband had bipolar disorder. I felt so stupid. It's like I missed that. I missed that diagnosis all the way around, and it made me feel bad for a while. And that helped with the compassion too, because I was like, "Ooh, I missed a severe thing. Like I missed it. I missed some serious like symptoms and signs. Oh, I feel a little dumb." That helped me to understand, helped me feel a little bit better about the whole situation. But if your boo's got depression, alcoholism, drug addicts, there are all sorts of reasons that they do this type of stuff, but it does not mean that you have to give up on your relationship. That's not what that means. You can still have your relationship. You can be happy. You really can. You just got to understand, all right, I am going to have to do my healing and then it's going to be okay. All right. But you got that power. You've got it. All right. So I have rambled on. I don't see any other questions. Any questions? Anybody else got anything to talk about with me? You're funny, Ebony. You said I went and looked. No way. Yes, I did go and look. I did very rarely. It's a rare thing when I go look. Capricorn season. I see you over there on Instagram. Hey, girl. You got any questions? Let me know. Because if not, I'm getting ready to go. Let me go ahead and shuffle up and find you an affirmation for this week. Now, this is another one of those things that you need to remember going forward. Everything you tell yourself is an affirmation, whether it be a good thing or a bad thing. Whatever you are telling your brain is listening to. Okay? So you can tell it good things, and it will listen to you on that, and it will seek out good things. Or you can tell it bad things, and it will listen to you about that, and it will seek out bad things. You have choices about what your brain does. Your brain is not running you. You are a conscious individual besides your brain. Okay? You are awake and aware and not totally like linked in with your brain. Your brain is not controlling you. You are controlling it. So you got to be paying attention to what you tell it. All right? Let's see. What do we have today? Today it says, today I live in the present. Right now, not then. You're not then. You're now. It says, today I will start with a smile and I am in control of my attitude. Isn't that a lovely thing to know? I know it's hard. I know it is. But you are in control of your attitude. You really are. Nobody else controls you. Nobody else can make you feel any kind of way. You decide how you feel. All right? So today I live in the present. Today I will start with a smile. I am in control of my attitude. Today I live in the present. Today I will start with a smile. And I am in control of my attitude. All right, you got to get that smile popping, girl. Get that smile popping. The sooner you start to smile genuinely, the sooner you'll get out of pain. And here, you want to know a trick for starting yourself while smiling? It's going to be a weird one, but one more thing before I go. Strange thing is, pretending to smile doesn't work. You either have to start laughing and then fix your face in the same way that you do when you're laughing, or you can use this hack. Take a pencil, this is paintbrush, but take a pencil and put it in between your teeth. This activates the same muscles. When you're faking it, you don't activate all those muscles. When you actually clench this in your teeth, you activate those same muscles that happen when you smile, and you can convince your brain that you're happy. Isn't that a cool thing to know? That's one of those things that you need to have in your pocket going forward, is you can fake out a smile enough that you will actually feel like you're smiling, all right? So try that, okay? Try that as you go forward in your week. All right. That's it. I think that is all. I don't see any other questions. that's about it. That was the Healing Hour Live for this week. I will be back again next week, which is the 15th, for the Healing Hour Live one more time. Well, we got a few more times this year. One, two, three more until the new year. So I will be with you next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the Healing Hour Live. And until then, remember, don't do what the fear tells you to do. And the healing's in here. Don't look for it out there. It's in here. All right? All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.